Hello Steno candidates, I am Ravina. Welcome to your own YouTube channel Lotus Steno Legal Matters. I am going to dictate you Steno Legal Matters. Please subscribe my channel and press the bell icon for more dictations. So be ready for the dictation. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start.
The appellant and the respondent are husband and wife. Stop. The appellant has filed a petition under the Hindu Marriage Act 1955 for divorce. Stop. The family court, after comprehensively dealing with the matter, ordered cancellation of marriage between the parties under Section 13 of the Hindu Marriage Act, which was solemnized on 20 November 1975, and directed the appellant to pay rupees 5 lakhs as her livelihood allowance. Stop. The appellant deposited the amount as directed. Stop. The respondent aggrieved by the said judgment preferred first appeal before the division bench of the Allahabad High Court. Stop. After hearing the parties, the appeal was allowed and the decree passed by the family court Kanpur seeking divorce and annulment of the marriage was dismissed. Stop. The appellant, aggrieved by the said judgment of the High Court, had preferred special leave petition under Article 136 of the Constitution of India. Stop. This court granted special leave to appeal to the appellant. Stop. Next para. Brief facts which are necessary to dispose of this appeal are recapitulated. Stop. The appellant Naveen Kohli got married to Neelu Kohli on 20th November 1975. Stop. 3 sons were born out of the wedlock of the parties. Stop. The appellant constructed 3 factories with the intention of providing a separate factory for his 3 sons. Stop. He also constructed bungalow number 7/36A for their residence. Stop. The parties got all their 3 sons admitted and educated in a public school in Nainital. Stop. According to the appellant, the respondent is bad-tempered and a woman of rude behavior. Stop. After marriage, she started quarreling and misbehaving with the appellant and his parents, and ultimately the appellant was compelled to leave the parental residence and started to reside in a rental premises from May 1994. Stop. According to the version of the appellant, the respondent, in collusion with her parents, got sufficient business and property transferred in her name. Stop. The appellant alleged that in the month of May 1994, when he, along with the respondent and their children, visited Bombay to attend the Golden Jubilee marriage anniversary of his father-in-law, he noticed that the respondent was indulging in an indecent manner and found her in a compromising position. Stop. Immediately thereafter, the appellant started living separately from the respondent since May 1994. Stop. The appellant suffered intense physical and mental torture. Stop. According to the appellant, the respondent had withdrawn rupees 9,50,000 from the bank account of the appellant and deposited the same in her account. Stop. The appellant alleged that the respondent got a false first information report registered against him under section 420 467 468 and 471 IPC, which was registered as case number 156 of 1995. Stop. Next para. After going through the results of investigations on the above mentioned lines, the assessing officer observed that the same are against the genuineness of share application money transactions and created very serious doubts about the identity and creditworthiness of the share application money stop. The assessing officer has discussed the results of these investigations in brief at pages 3 to 14 of his order, which includes scanned copies of the inspector reports who was entrusted to serve notice on 9 shareholders in the respective addresses furnished by the assessee, which states that there is no such share applications investors had been ever resided or functional from that addresses stop. After taking note of the handwriting expert's opinion that signature on affidavits and ITRS don't match and the search in AIS database of PAN yield negative results, it is seen thereafter that the assessing officer subsequently enhanced the scope of the investigation to find the identity and creditworthiness of the alleged investors and genuineness of transactions involving share application money stop. The assessing officer issued a show cause notice under section 142 within bracket 1 on 4 December 2009 asking the assessee to produce the investors shareholders as claimed by it for examination before him and the assessing officer cautioned the assessee that if it failed to produce these investors for examination, the amount of share application money received by it will be added to the income of the assessee stop. The assessing officer issued another notice dated 10 December 2009 wherein, the assessee was further supplied with handwriting experts' opinion, the copies of the report of inspector and reasons were spelled out as to why the identity creditworthiness and genuineness of the shareholders was under serious doubt and the assessee was asked to submit original affidavits of the shareholders. Since the assessee did not produce the original affidavit of the shareholders and had filed before him only the photocopies of the same stop. Meanwhile, AO cross-checked with few banks the veracity of the bank statements submitted by the assessee in order to prove the credit ITA number 341 DEL 2011 worthiness of the investors, which also turned out to be bogus stop. The assessing officer taking into consideration the report of ITO unreserved unserved notice, handwriting expert opinion and the bank report which stated that the share applications oblique holders did not had any bank account in their branches, concluded that the assessee company failed to comply with the requirements of the notices issued under sections